going to do 12-3. Now, I looked at how the textbook was explaining it, and they made it kind of confusing. It just did nothing but confuse me. So I sat at it and worked it out and realized that it really is a simple formula. It's just kind of reversing what we do otherwise. So what they want to know in 12-3 is the office furniture cost. They're selling it for $6,000. They marked it up 40%. They want to know what the cost is. So the way we need to figure this out is $6,000. And also when you're thinking of a 40% markup, remember that's the cost plus the markup. Not just 40% of it. It's the cost plus the markup. So this cost, consider that as 100% and plus 40. So that's 140%. So 6,000 is 140% of this cost. That's what it's saying. So 6,000 equals 140% of the cost. That's what the C stands for. Now, in my grammar school and junior high days, I remember of in math always means what? It means times or multiplication. So 6,000 equals 140%. And what does this percent mean? It means hundreds, right? Times cost. All right. Well, since we don't have this a number, then we have to reverse the multiplication. How do we do that? We divide. So 6,000, 1, 2, 3, divided by 140 equals. And now we have that percent there. We need to multiply it times 100 equals. So then you have to multiply times 100. And then that equals $4,285.71. So the answer is $4,285 with a markup of 40% will be $6,000. So there's taking the cost, the 100% plus another 40% and adding it to it and bringing it to $6,000. Okay? Let's do another one. Okay, so we're going to do 12-4. That's just my dog coughing, by the way. He got something stuck in his throat. Anyway, 12-4. He does it all the time, so I'm not freaking out. All right, the selling price of the lumber at Home Depot is $4,000. Okay? The markup is 30%. What they want to know is the cost. So again, we know that $4,000 is 130% of that cost. So we know that $4,000 equals 130% of cost. Of cost. Okay? So we know of means what? Of means times. So we can't times a variable because we don't know what it is. So we have to reverse that and divide. Remember that percent there is at 100. We need to multiply back. So we're going to take that 4,000 and divide by 130 and then multiply that 100 back. And we get 3,076.92 cents. It actually goes on 308, blah, 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 but the number next to the 2 is less than 5, so I'm just going to drop it off. So the answer to this is 3,076.92. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and look at that. Those are the answers to those two problems. but I'm going to erase this and I'm going to write the formula again. I want you to see the formula. Okay, so when we have the selling price, we have the percentage of the markup, and we need the cost. This is the formula you need to use. All right, so let's say you have an item of, you have a car. It costs $1,000. Selling, or no, you don't have the cost. You don't have the cost. The markup is 40%, and the selling price is $5,000. So the formula is the 5,000 equals the 100 plus the 40, 140% of the cost. Keep wanting to put that 5,000 there. Stop doing that. Of the cost. Okay? And we know that of means times. So we know we can't multiply it, so we take the 5,000, divide by the 140, okay? And then take that, multiply it times 100, and that gives us our answer. So write that down. Pause it and write it down. Okay, so tomorrow I'll come do a few more, and I'll actually make up some word problems. I got a request to do a few more word problems, because word problems tend to get a little bit confusing, especially because the word problems tend to add a lot more information than what you need. So you have to kind of go through and abstract what information you need, and then what you do with that information. So we'll go through that, and I'll practice some, and I'll actually make up some that are even outside of the textbook. Okay? See y'all tomorrow. Bye.